Hi. Yes, it is a surprise for me that I'm connecting with you that soon, soon after I had the former video. But things are really accelerating, and I just had this calling, this amazing calling, because this week is so transformative, and it brings up things that I'm dealing with, and I'm sure many other people deal with, and also it combines with this 27 object challenge, which I offered you last week. So I want to combine everything together and share with you what I'm going through with this. So the sun enters right now to the 14th gate, possession in great measure, the wagon. Yes, this is the gate of the wagon. It's a gate in the sacral center, and it's about the power skills. It's about bringing all the energy to work with something that we really love. And that love of work that comes through the 14th gate, it goes up to the higher knowing, the higher self of the G center, empowers the direction of the material plane, and then continues through the expression, individual expression of the self, to the gate of contribution, which is the other side of the wheel, the partner of the 14th gate. So we have here possession in great measure and contribution. These gates are individual gates, and they are about empowerment, as we know. And they hold within themselves a real challenge. And I'm looking today at this gate through the eyes of the Gene Keys. And if we look at the shadows, and it's amazing how it comes, this subject, this challenge that these gates are showing comes while my place in my personal journey is all about being more and more and more authentic with myself and with others. This is really strong, and this is really about individual empowerment. So the shadow, the dark side of the 14th gate is compromise. And I can really understand it now, because if it's a gate in the sacral center, and I like understanding the Gene Keys, or it's another direction or another way to look at the gates, but I don't separate this from the mechanics. So I look at this gate, it's a gate in the sacral center. It's about committing or putting ourselves to work that we really love. And if we think about the generator that responds to something that they really, really love, and they are willing to put all their energy there, this commitment, this response, true response, this is the truth, yes, the truth of the sacral center takes this generator and empowers their direction in their material direction, and that these power skills bring abundance. Now, if this generator doesn't follow their response, then there's compromise. And the compromise can never be true and can never bring to real power skills and will not bring abundance. And I can really see it, because many people who carry this channel of the beat, it's a channel of empowerment, it's the channel of making money in the material plane out of work that we love, out of empowering the true direction that we need to go through. If we don't do it, if we don't follow our response or our inner authority, depends which type we are, then we are compromising. And compromise will never bring abundance in any realm of our life. Now, it's interesting that the 8th gate it's the gate of contribution, and it's about contributing our individual way of seeing life it's a very, very creative channel, yes, the channel of inspiration. But if this gate is compromising, then what we get is mediocrity. We get being something that is not unique, something that is not exquisite, and it's amazing, because that's what happens to us if we are not telling the truth. And the truth is about, first of all, is to tell the truth to ourselves. And if we don't do that, we can never contribute, really, not to the other, not to society, not to everything, not to anything, because we are not bringing our inner truth. And I really love how connecting with our mechanics and following strategy and authority brings us, in the end, if we really stick to it, if we really go radically through all the challenges that we go through in the journey of deconditioning, then we find our truth. And then we can go deeper and deeper into this truth, and that what brings out our uniqueness. And only as unique people we can really touch the power skills, the abundance, and contribute the collective. So this is the week we have, and we have to remember that these gates are part of this inner column, yes, of the knowing circuit, and the energy comes from the channel of mutation. So it's a very, very strong week for us. And the challenge that I give you, and I combine it with the Feng Shui challenge that I gave you already, I combine it with get out of your comfort zone and look at your life. Where are you compromising? Because this is the point. If you find a compromise, even if you can't really move from the situation, but you can really admit to yourself that you're compromising, this is the first step. And we also get some logic tools to help us in this investigation. The nodes move to the first line. We have the fourth gate, the gate of formalization, and the 63rd gate, the gate of doubt, both in the first line, with the 14th and the 8th in the first line. So we have some 20 hours of investigation, and then we have some more days of the nodes and this channel of logic in the first line. So let's dive into ourselves. Let's self-explore ourselves and find where we can mutate, when we can take the next step to our inner truth. Another thing that happens is that Jupiter moves to the 44th gate, coming to meet, and splenic awareness is rising up. We see that Mars jumped into the 57th gate, and we also have the 28th gate in the moon. That's what we are going to have, what we have now, and it all combines with with our journey into the truth. We have some splenic awareness to contribute to this journey. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to experience the channel of inspiration. This is unique leadership. The moon is going to be in the first gate and combined with the gate of contribution. So we're going to able to speak our truth if we are willing to do so. In the 18th, many interesting things happened. First of all, Venus enters the 26th gate, the gate of the egoist, and the gate of the trickster, and it combines with Jupiter in the 44th gate, the gate of alertness, the gate of coming to meet, and we have the channel of surrender, a design of a transmitter. And of course, that also activates strongly the 57th gate, the gate of intuition, the gate of the gentle. So we have the channel of logic that we already know. We have the channel of inspiration that now comes from Venus and the Earth. And we have the channel of the transmitter. This is a triple split projector. And we're going to have a lot of action with this activations. A few hours after this, the nodes move, ladies and gentlemen. We are saying goodbye to the channel of logic. Thank you very much. It was really enough. Enough is enough. And we get two gates from the cross of the Sphinx, two direction gates, and they are very strong because we have the channel of inspiration, and we have the administrator. This is the gate, the seventh gate, the gate of the role of the self in the sixth line, and the 13th gate in the sixth line. I don't remember I don't remember the line. I forgot it. But it's going to be interesting because it's two gates of directions, two gates which are roll gates, and two gates in the sixth line. So we have the journey, the glasses through which we see the environment and what's happening in the environment in the role model lines, which is very interesting. We still have the channel of the transmitter, and now we also have the channel of power, because the moon will be 10 hours in the gate of power, 34th gate in the sacral. And we also know that people that have the 20th gate and the 10th gate and the 57th gate are going to connect in an integration way to this fuel of self-empowerment from the gate of power. So all the non-sacral beings that have all the other integration gates, have fun. We're going to feel some energy, power and direction. And then for the grand finale of this week, of the neutrino week, the moon will be in the 10th gate and will give us the perfected form with the channel of transmitter. And these two gates are, two channels are creative channels. One is the creative channel of the tribal circuitry, and the other one is from the integration channels. And this is also the gate of self-love. So we are going to transmit and sell the way, how do you say that? I forgot the word. Okay, never mind. We are going to show others and teach others how we perfect our form. And of course, we have the channel of unique leadership, yes, the channel of the inspiration. So this is very, very creative global conditioning pattern, a lot of centers and channels and gates. All this week is full of a lot of activations that people that have a lot of openness are going to experience. So this is a very, very transformative week. And if we talk about the perfected form, so I want to share with you my personal experience from this challenge that I gave you to perfect the form through transformation. And it's very interesting because I must admit that I didn't think about this challenge as something that I'm going to do it consciously. I thought about myself, yeah, you all the time move things and you live this way, it's part of you, you don't need to take the challenge. But the challenge came here. So first of all, I bumped into many broken things, little broken things, but I think I immediately threw them away. I think I'm already past 9, I think. I also find things that I don't use, and I gave them away. But the most important thing, and I also even moved already a few things, one thing from permanent place to a different permanent place. One thing. But what happened and what I want to share with you is that I found another thing. I recognized another thing that I have that I really like. I really love it. And I recognize the fact that I need to take it out of my life. I need to give it to somebody else. And it's not because I don't like it, and it's not because it doesn't serve me. It's because it stopped serving me. This object had a connection to something that's going inside of me. And I'm going now through a transformation that I recognized a very deep and old pattern in me that it took all these years to recognize, and to go through a transformational journey in the last month, I think, and especially, I think, a few weeks now, that I dove into a very deep well. Yes, it's deep well. It's like, like the splenic well that you just don't see what's going on there. Really depth. And I came out after very deep. I can't call it depression, but it was really strong. It was really. I was in the abyss of my mind, of my karmic whatever, and I came out. I woke up into a different reality in me, and I understood that I'm releasing this pattern. This pattern is released. But this object that I have is connected to this thing. I bought it to myself in a very special point in time. And I was connected to this, and this object brings the energy of the pattern that I'm releasing. And I needed somebody else to show me this because I didn't want to see it. I was too involved in this, and I'm so lucky that I have a very deep, dear, and close manifestor friend. And when she's telling me the truth, I just can't ignore it, even though I really sometimes like to, but you can't ignore a splenic ego manifestor that just tells you the truth with this authoritarian voice of the 1-3. And, I usually ignore what I hear in the beginning, but I couldn't ignore it for long. I mean, she told me this a few times and I ignored. And then she told me this last night, and I slept on it, and I woke up in the understanding that I need to take this object and give it away. Now, the most surprising thing about it was that it was so fucking difficult. I mean, it's here. I still didn't give it, because I realized that this is so connected to this pattern. And this is such a process that I need to do some kind of ritual, some kind of ceremony to say goodbye to this object. And I will. I mean, until the next time we meet, this thing wouldn't be here. But I need to find the energy, and I need to find I need to make peace with my inner child, because this thing was bought to my inner child. So yeah, right now I got it. That's the thing. Okay, thank you. By trying to let you to explain to you, I just got it. The last minutes of the channel of structuring, I'm explaining. So that's it. I solved it. There will be a ritual, there will be a ceremony, there will be a farewell from my inner child to this, and my inner child will get something else instead of this. So this thing will be over. So I just shared with you because I know that these things look just, easy, but they are not. I'm just in the middle now of a process of consulting to one woman in her house, and she, after the first time I've been there, she agreed to let go of some objects that she carries from childhood. And she told me today that she had horrible stomach aches and headaches all night. And she asked if that has to do anything with what we did. And I of course, yes, the cords that connects between her and the objects, these unseen cords, they hurt. So yeah, that's what we are going through, and we don't want to compromise. We don't want to compromise. We want to release what we can release. So that's it. Very strong week ahead of us, and I promise by the end of this week to finish this thing and find a suitable replacement for my inner child to this toy she got, and that's it. So see you next time and continue with the challenge.